parts of physics that you have to learn. For biology, you can divide it into zoology and anatomy. Similarly, in chemistry, you can divide it into physical chemistry, organic chemistry, and inorganic chemistry. But before that, there is one thing that I'm writing. I will start the class, after this class, at 8:35 p.m. So you guys have a 5-minute window, right? You guys have 5-minute window. For example, today we are starting this class around 8:45. No? So this is 10 minutes late from this time. Till 8:35, I will wait for whoever is coming for the greetings and all. But with 8:35, I will start my business of teaching. Please raise your hand if you are okay with this. And while you are raising the hand, it means that you are saying that you will be on time.
Sir, repeat once again.
I will be starting class at 8:35.
Here timing is right now is 7:30. So according to this, I have to join at 9:30 or what?
For Saudi students, and for you it is 7:35 p.m. for UAE students.
Sir, it will be 9:35, not 7:35.
9:35?
I'm 1 hour ahead.
Oh, sorry. I messed up with the timings, I guess. So, no. 6:30. Yeah, your class ends at 8. Oh, sorry. This should be. Wait a second. I'm sorry for scaring you guys off. Raise your hand if it is fine. Muhammad Umar was like, I can't. What about Abdullah? Yes, Abdullah. Okay. Am I not audible, Abdullah? What is happening? Maybe he's not in class and Zoom is just wilding out. So 6:35, I will start the class. So today, what is the date? The date today is 6th of October, right? And it is Wednesday. I was talking about chemistry. You can divide chemistry into 3 parts: physical, inorganic, and organic. Now for physical, the basic chapter for physical chemistry is the mole concept chapter. Okay, the first chapter, that is some basic concepts. For inorganic chemistry, you have a list of basic chapters. Now, chapter 2 is also important, but in chapter 2, the concept of quantum number till electronic configuration, it is important. Then comes the chapter 3, that is periodicity. Then the chapter 4, that is bonding. These are the foundational chapters for inorganic chemistry, which will help you. Physical chemistry will help you in chapters like thermo, states of matter, that is gaseous state. Then you will have equilibrium. Then in 12th standard, you will have solid state, solution chapter. Then you will have electrochemistry. Then you will have chemical kinetics. These chapters all are based on some basic principles or some basic concepts of chemistry. Inorganic chemistry will help you in P block, and then it will help you in S block, coordination chemistry. About organic chemistry, the most important chapter is some basic principles and techniques in organic chemistry. That is in second book. We also name it as GOC, General Organic Chemistry. In organic, will also help you in redox reactions. Okay, redox reaction, hydrogen, these chapters. General Organic Chemistry, it will help you in the next chapter, that is alkenes, alkenes, and hydrocarbons. And mainly it will help you in chapter on the class 12, book 2. So what we are going to learn today is one of the most fundamental things of quantum number. Quantum numbers will also help you in GOC. Bonding will also help you somewhat in GOC. Okay, so quantum numbers has some relation with GOC and bonding also. Everything is interrelated, but mostly it will help in these chapters, and GOC will help you in the organic parts. Now, I told you that I will give you some assertion and reason questions. I have gave those questions in the assignment. I want all of you to try them first, and after that we can have a session in which I will clear your doubts. And until then, you can also complete the NCERT. Okay, complete the NCERT chapter 1. Complete the NCERT chapter 1. There are around 35 to 36 questions in them, the exercises. You should also do the examples. Some of the examples also are also right. Now, in the exercises and the examples, there may be some questions that we have already done in the class, but that's okay. You can again do it without looking at the notebook. Now, coming to the concept of quantum numbers. Okay. Can I get a raise of hands? How many students here have done this chapter in their school? I'm lowering your hands now, so you may raise it again. Okay. I can see Reba has done, Muhammad Umar has done, Nida has done this chapter. Okay. You guys have covered second chapter in your school, others have not. So those who have covered this chapter, they would know that there is a portion related to the structure of atom, in which we look at the history of the atomic structure, the discovery of electrons, protons, canal rays, etc. But you may have heard things like Bohr's model, no? Bohr's model, cathode ray. Then you must have heard something like cathode ray, dual nature, Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Yes, just heard. Yeah, so this is one part of the atomic structure, one part of the atomic structure, the chapter atomic structure. The next part deals with quantum numbers. Although these two parts are related to each other, please remember what I'm saying. These two are related. Okay, the history of atomic structure and the portion of quantum numbers. These two are related, but they are independent. That means if you are studying the history of atomic structure, you won't need the theories of quantum numbers or any knowledge about quantum numbers. Okay, and if you are reading the history of if you are reading quantum numbers, you would not have anything to do with history of atomic structure. You can read quantum numbers independently. Now, Omar is asking why I'm starting with the last part. I'm starting with the last part because if you study quantum numbers first and after that you study the atomic structure, it will make more sense. Now, quantum numbers is a kind of skill. Okay, it is a kind of skill. You don't have to put any logic. There are a few things that you just have to remember, look, and test them. That's it. Okay, there are a few information that you will get. But history, if I start talking about history, then I will tell you about things like what happened when the cathode ray was invented, what happened when the electron was discovered, sorry. Similarly, as we did in the chapter 1, we did the laws of chemical combination after we had done the complete chapter. Here also we'll start with quantum numbers. You will study too. Yeah, you will study. Yeah, you will. I will give you some bit of history now. I will give you some bits of history. Until and unless you know that Lavoisier was worth 90 billion, then if you don't know this, then how would you remember that he discovered and he proposed the law of chemical combination? So you have to know some kind of history. Okay, but this quantum numbers, it is just skill. So please write the definition of quantum number. What are quantum numbers? But as soon as I say quantum numbers, what are quantum numbers? They will tell you about the address of electron. They tell the address of electron. The only address of electron that you have read till now, studied till now, is the street address. You just know in which street the electron lives, whether it lives in the K street, L street, M street, or N street, or whether it lives in the first shell, second shell, third shell, or the fourth shell, first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, fourth orbit. Now we will learn a few more things here, okay? We will learn a few more things here. So quantum numbers, it basically tells you about the address of electron. This is something that you will remember in your head. You will not write in your examination. This is for your understanding. What you will write in examination, what are quantum numbers? You will write the set of 4 numbers. Please write with me. The set of 4 numbers which gives the shape.
Sir.
Size. Please write with me. After that, I will take the question. Shape, size, and orientation of orbital is called quantum number. Yes, Umar, you are saying something.
Sir, could you explain the first part?
First part,
Point.
quantum number will tell you the address of electron.
How?
That we will know now, that we will understand. Okay, is the quantum number topic completed, Umar? It's not completed, no? So just wait till it is completed. So the set of 4 quantum numbers, these are. There are quantum numbers. First is principal quantum number, which we will be denoting by the small letter n. Second is azimuthal quantum number, which will be denoting by the letter L. Third is magnetic quantum number, which will be denoting by the letter M. Fourth is spin quantum number, which will be denoting by the letter S. Okay. Umar, do you know this word called as analogy, metaphor? Yes, Umar?
Which one?
Okay, you are not audible. Raise your hand if you're done. This is a kind of metaphor. So electron is not Sherlock Holmes who will have the address of 221 B Baker Street. Okay. It will tell the address of electron, where the electron is present, what is the state of electron, which orbit is it present in, which orbital is it present in, which subshell it is present in. But we will talk about them later. No, it is just a metaphor. You got it now, Muhammad Umar? Okay, only Rida and Nida. Okay, only Reba and Nida are done. Rishan is done. Umar Abdullah is done. Waiting for Abhinav, Muhammad Umar, and Rehab. Waiting for Muhammad Umar and Rehab. Okay, Muhammad Umar, please write fast. Rehab also, please write fast. Okay, moving on. See, if you have any address on human scale, okay, we're talking now about the human scale. Think about the human world and the electronic world, okay, the electrons world, the world of electrons and the world of humans. If you want to give somebody address who's living in your own town, you will give them the street number also, right? You will give them the street number. Come to the street, then I will pick you up. If you are giving somebody address who lives in your street, you will tell them the building number, right? And then you will tell, please come to that building number. I will get down and pick you up. If you are giving your address, the place where you live, to someone who is already living in your building, you will give the apartment number. We'll just say that come to this apartment, I will open the door, right? These are the same things. So principal number is, you can something, it will represent the street number, the building number, and the apartment. For somebody have a address something like this, let us say 223C. Most of the time, if it is 2, or rather it is 203, that means it is second floor, 203C. This is the wing, C wing, B wing, A wing. You have a lot of wings. Then the building number is, let us say, 12/9 or something. Then the the apartment number is, let us say, 20. The apartment number is 203C, building number is 20. The street number is, let us say, there is some street name, Mosque Lane or Masjid Street, Mosque Lane. Okay, so some kind of address is this in the human scale, right? Electron also, it will have an apartment, a building number, and a street number. What will be these? Again, these are just analogies. These are not real things. Okay, so you will have to relate the address of electron, the quantum numbers, to the human address and the human scale. For this, you have to first understand how is the world of electron and how are the streets of electron, the buildings of electrons, and the apartments of electrons. So for this, write the first concept of orbit. You must remember orbit, or you must also remember the shell, that is the same thing from 10th standard. So when I'm saying please write this statement with me, I want all of you to write with me. Okay, so I will not wait for anyone. So please write with me. the non-radiating circular path around the nucleus in which electron is moving is called orbit or shell. Okay. Now you must know from the 10th standard that it is denoted by K, L, M, N, etc. or by numbers. What numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, and etc. So this is the concept of shell and orbit. Okay, so this shell or orbit, it represents what on human scale street represents. It is a circular path. Human scale, they have straight paths. Okay, they have straight path. But electrons, they have circular path. Okay, circular streets. So you'll imagine orbits as streets. Okay, you will imagine orbits as street. Now, moving on to the next thing. Now, in every street, you will have some buildings. You will have some building, and that is the concept of suborbital or subshell. Concept of suborbit or subshell. Okay, suborbit or subshell. So the definition is pretty simple. As you would view the buildings. So what are buildings? So in each street, there are smaller regions called buildings. What about suborbit or subshell? In each of orbit or shell, it consists of smaller region which are called suborbit or subshell. Please write this with me. Again, every orbit or shell consists of smaller regions called suborbit or subshell, called suborbit or subshell. Now, what are these subshell? What are these suborbits? So we'll see right here the name of subshell. Then you will write the derived name from where it is derived, that is spectral name. Then the shape, and then max number of electron it can hold. Max number of electron it can hold. So name of subshell, you must have heard these are S, P, D, and F. Now S is derived from the name sharp. P is from principal. D is diffused. F is fundamental. Now, you don't have to worry about any of these things. I have just written them just in case if you get these type of questions in MCQ, it is very much probable that they will give you these type of question, although it is not present in NCERT. Where is S derived from? Where is P derived from? Where is D derived from? Where is F derived from? Fundamentally. Now the shapes here. S has a shape of spherical. So it is spherical in shape. P has a dumbbell shape. So this is known as a lobe of, this is one lobe, like ear lobe. This is one lobe. So this is dumbbell. Okay, so Abhinav, can you tell me how many lobes are there in the P subshell? How many lobes are there?
2, sir.
What about in S subshell? How many lobes?
1, sir.
1. Okay. Now, can you tell me how many lobes will be there in the D subshell?
3.
No, acha, okay. It can be also 3, and there is some other number it can be. So the pattern is 1, 2, then it can be either 3 or it can be 1, 2, try to double it.
4.
Yeah. So it will have 4 lobes like this. So the name will be what? Double dumbbell. Even though the F subshell, it is not in your syllabus, it is written at that it is complex in shape. But okay, there is how many lobes will be there in F subshell?
8.
Yes, 8. I said yes, Acha, you didn't hear it. I said 8. Now, max number of electrons. I will give you 3 and I will ask you for the 4th one. There can be only 2 electrons in the S subshell. A P subshell can have 6 electrons. The D subshell can have 10 electrons. How many electrons can be there in the F subshell? Please send in chat. Please send the answers in chat. See a pattern and tell me the answer. Yes, Mohammed Umar, very good, correct. No, Rishan. No, Rishan. Yes, Umar, correct. Nida, correct. Look at the pattern, Rishan, number of electrons. What is happening? From 1 to 2, sorry, from 2 to 6, 6 to 4, 6 to 10. Yes, Rishan, now it is correct. No, it is still not correct. Sorry. It is still not correct. I mistakenly saw Nida's answer. What is the difference here? What is the difference here? How much should I add to get 6? Yeah, okay. Now you guys are correct. 14 electrons, okay? 14 electrons. Okay, I hope everyone has written. Can I get a quick yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
1 minute, sir.
Okay. Write fast, but write fast.
Done, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So now, what is the subshell of the orbit? These are the buildings. Okay. Now, just to have an analogy, the human building, they have different colors. Okay. Usually, what happens? You identify a particular building if you are calling someone who green color ka building hai na? Or if it is something like white color ka building hai. So the in human scale, the buildings are differentiated on the basis of color. But what is the basis of differentiation in the buildings of electron world? The shape. Okay. The shape is the point of differentiation in the building. So suborbit or subshell, they will have different shapes. Now, right, the next concept of orbital. I will write 2 definitions for orbital. The first will tell you about relative positioning of orbital in the sequence of orbit, suborbit, and then orbital. And there is the other definition that you will write in the examination, or if any teacher asks you in the Viva. So you will write, see, this first definition is in the sequence of orbit, suborbit, and orbital. So each building has apartment, and every suborbit is further composed of smaller regions called orbital. Now, this definition that I will write in the next, that is important for your board. Okay, or if you are asked anywhere, you will say. The region or space around nucleus where the probability of finding the electron is maximum. The region or space around the nucleus where the probability of finding the electron is maximum is called as orbital. Please let me know if you're done. Raise your hand if you're done. Okay, Rishan, Umar, Nida are done. Reba is done. Rehab is done. Just waiting for Muhammad Umar. So just to revise what we have done till now. So the street here is orbit. Okay, and in orbit you can have some subshell, right? A street can have many building, one building, two building, or right. So it should have at least one building, right? An orbit should have at least one subshell, or it can have multiple subshells also. Now these subshell can have in their own, they can have different orbitals, right? So a subshell can have one orbital or many orbitals also, because if it is a villa or one house only, then that building will have only one apartment. But if it is a long building, big building, then it will have many apartments. Okay, so we'll learn about all of these things. How many subshells will be there in a particular orbit? How many orbitals will be there in a particular subshell? We will learn all these things. Yes, Omar, we can say subshell and suborbit, both the things. Subshell is more frequently used. Now, we will learn about the first quantum number, that is principal. Quantum number. This principal quantum number is denoted by the letter n, and I will sometimes refer this to as PQN. Okay, sometimes refer this to as PQN. Just wait a second. I'm just lowering the hands of people who have already raised their hand. Okay. So please write with me. It gives the idea of orbit in which electron is present, right? So principal quantum number will tell you about what? Principal quantum number. It will tell you about. It gives the idea of orbit or shell in which the electron is present. Now, if you know if it is present in the first shell, second shell, third shell, fourth shell, then what can we say? Then can we say, Abhinav, that we also know the average distance between the nucleus and the electron,
Yes, sir, we can say.
right? So if I get the principal quantum number, it will tell me about the orbit or the shell. And by that, Muhammad Umar, really, what is PQN? Figure it out. There are some things I will tell you to figure it out, okay? Because I sometimes don't like to just spoon feed. Okay, how many of you understand PQN? What is PQN? Raise your hand now. No. I'm Muhammad Umar. He asked what is PQN. So I'm telling him, Muhammad Umar, that try yourself. You will, okay, Rehab, you don't know what is PQN? Yes, Rehab. Okay, now what happens with those students? Now, what you don't know or you know? What is PQN? Muhammad Umar, you haven't figured it out till now? Okay. It is present in this slide. It is just there. Please have a good look. If not, then I will tell you at the end of the class. It gives the idea of orbit or shell in which the electron is present. You got it? Okay. Exactly. You should be. Okay. It gives the idea of orbit or shell. Okay. Also, Umar, you agree now that I did the right thing to not tell you what is PQN? I did the right thing, right? To not tell you exactly what is PQN and make you see what is PQN. Yeah, thank you. So I will be pushing you guys, okay? Sometimes I will not tell the answers to everything. I will push you guys. It gives the idea of orbit or shell in which the electron is present. And as Abhinav already said, that it gives the idea of average distance between the, please write this with me, please everyone write this with me, between the nucleus, in the nucleus and electron. Now, if I know whether it is first shell, second shell, or third shell, can I also not know the size of the shell? If it is in the second shell, then I will know the relative size, whether it is bigger than first shell or second shell, third shell, right? So I will also know, if I know the principal quantum number, which tell me about the shell number or the orbit number, then I know the average distance between the nucleus and the electron. And I also know the size of the orbit. It gives the size of the orbit. Now, whose mic is fine? Okay, Nida's mic is fine. Nida, can you tell me, if there is attraction, that means two people get along, is the energy very high in the room, or will it be high if everyone in that room hates each other? How will you feel? Where will you feel more calm? In the room where everyone gets along, right?
Yes.
Right? Similarly,
Yes.
what happens in chemistry also, everywhere, if there is attraction, we say that energy is low, everyone is calm. Energy is high, in a high temper, high energy. We don't want that. So if attraction is higher, then energy is less. Now just imagine you have a nucleus here which is positively charged, and you have this first shell, and there is an electron here. There is a second shell, there is an electron here. There is a third shell, the electron is here. Which of them will feel the most attraction from the nucleus? First, second, or third?
First.
First will feel most attraction. Does everyone
Yes,
agree?
sir.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
If first is having the least energy, that means the principal quantum number will also tell me about the energy of the shell, right? Energy of the orbit or the electron which is present, right? It gives the idea of the energy of electron. Now, these are the things that principal quantum numbers tells you about, okay? But the most important thing, and for this class especially, is that you will remember its allowed values. Remember its allowed values. What are the values of principal quantum number can be allowed? Values are equal to, it will start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, so it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It cannot be less than 1. Okay, it cannot be 0. It cannot be -1. These are the allowed values, the whole numbers. Okay, if it is a whole number, then that is a suitable number for principal quantum number, that is allowed. If it is not a whole number, then it is prohibited. So please write this down. Let me know if you're done. I guess you must be writing the third point at least. Also write a question here. Which of the following PQN is prohibited? Please answer in chat. Please answer in chat. Okay, Nida is correct. Umar is correct. Reba is correct. Abhinav is correct. Omar Abdullah is also correct. So I'm just waiting for Rishan now. Muhammad Umar, yes, correct. Rihab is correct. Rishan is correct. Very good, guys. See, very good. Good job. Now, let us move to the next quantum number, azimuthal quantum number. Denote this by the letter L, and I will write, sometimes I will refer this to as AQN. Okay, so please write this with me. Please write this with me. It gives the idea of subshell in a given shell. Now, please remember, see that it gives the idea of subshell in a given shell. What does this statement mean? It means that this subshell, which subshell is present in which shell? That means subshell is dependent on shell. Subshell is dependent on shell. Now, we will write the allowed values. for a given value of principal quantum number, the value of azimuthal quantum number lies from 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1. That means it is the range of values can be present. That is why I can write allowed values of L is equal to n minus 1. Sorry, not n minus 1, 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1. Because see, what is a subshell? Subshell is the street, na? Sorry, subshell is the building in the street. It is the building in the street. Since it is a building in the street, there can be many buildings, right? There can be many buildings, and hence it has a range of values 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1. We will deal with this, but first, right? What are the values of what are the names of different subshell and what is the value of L for each of them? Name of subshell. We have S, P, D, F. Value of L. S is given the value of 0. That means the building number of S is what? 0. The P's building number is 1. D's building number is 2. And F's building number is 3. These are the values of L. Okay. So S has been assigned the value of 0. P has been assigned the value of 1. D has been assigned the value of 2. And F has been assigned the value of 3. Okay. So please write this. Let me know if you're done by raising the hand. Reba, done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. We will also do questions on this. Okay. Azimuthal quantum number 0 to n minus 1. So here, this is important. This thing right here. Okay, so Umar have not done. Umar is not done. Reba is not done. Okay, sorry, Reba is done. I'm really sorry, Reba. Rehab is not done. Okay, Rishan is done now. Rehab is done now. Just waiting for Muhammad Umar. Okay, Muhammad Umar is also done. Okay. Now we will calculate for different values of n, that is different values of p to n. We will calculate the values of L and we will find the subshell in the differentials. Okay. The question is, determine the subshells present in following shells. Okay. Sometimes you will be given for the given value of principal quantum numbers, determine the subshells present in them. Okay. You will have similar type of questions. For A, right? If you have the first shell, okay. If you are in the first shell. If it is the first shell, then what will be the value of n here? What will be the value of n? Anyone? Can
1.
someone turn 1? Very good. Now the value of L is equal to, we have seen the formula, it is equal to 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1. Okay. So I can write 0 to, what is n here, Abhinav?
1, sir.
What is 1? So 1 minus 1, it will be equal to 0 to 0. That means I can say 0 to 0. That means it is just 0. So L is equal to 0. That means in the first shell, now imagine you have a path, you have a street in which there is S subshell, a spherical building, and that in that particular street, there is only one building which is spherical. And hence it is, what is L? If L's value is 0, what is 0? 0 is S subshell. We have seen the value of S. What is S? 0. So if value of L is equal to 0, that means it is the S subshell. Now, if we have the B question, the second shell, Nida, what will be the value of n here?
2.
2. What will be the value of L? 0 to n minus 1. So this will be equal to 0 to, what is the value of n here, Nida?
1.
N. What is the value of n?
2 minus 1.
2 minus 1 will be equal to 0 to 1, which will be equal to 0 to 1. That is 0 and 1, right? 0 and 1. I can say 0 and 1. Okay. So which subshell has been assigned the value of 0? Reba.
S.
Yes. Which subshell has been assigned the value of 1? Umar Abdullah.
P.
Very good. So we have S and P subshell in the second shell. S and P subshell in the second shell. In the first shell, we have just the S subshell. Okay. Any doubts still here? Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we will see for the third shell. The value of n will be equal to 3. Okay. Okay. Now what you will do, you will tell me which are the subshell that is present in the third shell. Okay. In the chat. What are the values of L? And which subshells are present in the third shell? Ooh. Correct, Rehab. So Rehab, I guess you have completed this chapter now in your school.
Yes.
That's quite visible. Okay, Umar. Yes, Muhammad Umar is right. Okay, okay, fine. Now you guys are okay. Now I got the confusion now. Nida, you will help me with this one also. So can you tell me what is L is equal to 0 to 3 minus 1, correct?
Yes.
That means 0 to 2.
2.
So it will be 0, 1, sorry. It will be 0, 1 and 2, na?
2. Yes.
So for 0 it is S, 1 it is P, and for 2 it is D. So there are 3 subshells, right?
Yes.
Okay, now Umar also got it, na? Okay. Now I want Reba to answer me. How many electrons can be present in the S subshell? Reba, please see the notes and tell me how many electrons can be present in this S subshell? Maximum number of electrons, 2. How many electrons can be present in S subshell? It is 2. How many electrons can be present in P subshell, Reba?
6.
How many electrons can be present here? It will be 2, 6, and D will
10.
have how many? 10. So I guess you remember something as 2, 8, 18, correct? The first shell will have how many electrons? 2 electrons. The second shell will have how many electrons? 8 electrons. The third shell will have how many electrons? 18 electrons, right?
Yes, sir.
You learned this in 10th standard, right? Now you know a bit of more details. 8 and this is equal to 18. Okay. Raise your hand if you're done with these problems now, if you have copied this down. Okay, Rishan is done, Reba is done. Waiting for Abhinav, Muhammad Umar, Rehab, and Umar Abdullah. Just waiting for Rehab and Umar Abdullah. Rehab, let me know if you're done. Now, what happened, Rehab? I think she's not present either, or she's not able to say something. Okay, right. Next question. Also, one more point that we can write. See the value of n here, see the value of L here. See the value of n here and see the maximum value of L. See the value of n here and see the maximum value of L. From these things, we can say that if the value of n is 1, L is 0, n is 2, then the maximum is 1, n is 3, then the maximum is 2. That means in each of the cases, I can say that n is always greater than L. Is that right? So you will please have this very important. N is greater than L. Okay, n is greater than L. This is the condition. This is the condition. If you are seeing which of the quantum numbers are valid, or if you are checking the value of L, then you will use this criteria that n is greater than L. Please write a question. Give me the answer in chat. Which of the following is valid? Please see the formula very. Okay, this is greater than, n should be greater than. Also read the question properly. Yes, Muhammad Umar is right, Abhinav is right, Nida is right. Now there is one person. Okay. Okay. Umar, read the question again. Rishan is right. Very good, Rishan. Rehab is also right. Okay. Reba, try once more. Read the question. Yes, Umar, now you are correct. Reba, please try again. Your answer is partially correct. Reba. Yes, I thought so. Okay. So Reba, you have not answered. So see, A is also right. N is greater than L. 1 is greater than 0. 2 is greater than 1. 6 is greater than 0. But N is not right. Okay. So these are the right options, Reba. You got it now, Reba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you missed the question. Okay, fine. That's good. Now, we are done with the azimuthal quantum number. We'll go to the next one, that is magnetic quantum number. Magnetic quantum number, it is shown by the letter M. I will sometimes refer this to as MQN. Okay. Please write this with me. What are magnetic quantum numbers? See, We have seen the streets. We have also seen the buildings. Now it's time to see the apartments. Now in a particular building, the apartments are more or less, they are same size. I mean, they look almost similar. But here, what does MQN tells you about? So please write, it gives the idea of number of orbitals present in a given subshell. For a given subshell, with azimuthal quantum number is equal to L, that is with azimuthal quantum number L, values of magnetic quantum number lie from values of magnetic quantum number lie from minus of L, negative of L to the positive of L. That is why you can say M is equal to minus L to plus L. So if you want to find the M, you have to have the L. Okay, so this is important for you, this formula. M is equal to minus L to plus L. Then right, the number of orbital is equal to the number of values of magnetic quantum number. A number of values, it does not mean how much values. Okay, it means how many values. It means how many values. You will not look at the particular values of M. What are the values of M? You will see how many values of M are there. Okay, so please write this. Raise your hand if you're done. Waiting for Abhinav and Rishan now. Okay, so both are done. Please write this question with me. Find the number of orbitals present in following subshells. Okay, so for A, you will write S subshell. So in here, what we will start with the value of L, right? So Nida, what is the value of L for S subshell? L is equal to how much?
0.
Very good. Now, what is the formula for M? M is equal to? Yes. Reba, can you answer? Okay. Nida, go on.
Negative L to positive L.
So this will be equal to what? 0 to 0. I mean, negative positive is not present, right? So M is equal to what? 0. Okay. Now, what is the value of M, Nida?
Sorry?
What is the value of M here?
0.
In this, and how many values of M are there?
1.
Yes. Okay. Abhinav, you understood the difference between what is the value of n and how many values of m are present? Yes,
Sir, the
Abhinav?
value of M will be zero
Huh?
only, no, sir, in both cases.
No. What is the value of m, Abhinav? Zero.
Zero.
And how many values of m is there?
N minus 1.
No, how many values here? See here now. How many values is there? Count it.
1.
Okay, Abhinav.
Sir, how 1?
Zero is one value, no? There is one value of m, that is zero.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about others? Rehab, Reba.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, wait a second. Let me see if Abhinav has Python. Does Abhinav have Python? Abhinav has biology, that much I can remember.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Umar is giving out a short code for Python. Is giving it out a list, and he, okay, fine. You're finding the sum of the elements in the list. What is the range that you have given? Muhammad Umar. A better range would be the length of list. Okay, it was there in your clipboard. Okay. Better length for the list would be the length, better range would be the length of list. Fair. So how many orbitals are present? First we will ask how many values of m is equal to 1. So how many orbitals? That is also equal to 1. Now B, the P subshell. Can all of you calculate the number of orbitals present in P subshell and tell me in chat? Yeah, has all the answers. She remembers all the answers or something. Yes, Rehab, that is right. How many in D, Rehab? How many in D? How many in F? No. Yes. How many in G? Rehab, how many in G? Okay, that's great. Yeah, that is right, Rehab. Yes, Nida, you're right now. You messed up a bit earlier, but it is right answer now. Very good, Nida. You're waiting for other answers. B is equal to 1. No. You have to first write the value of L. It is there in your notebook, Muhammad Umar. It is there in your notebook. Please look in azimuthal quantum number. We have discussed that. No, Rishan. L is equal to, for P, what is the value of L? 1. L's value is 1. I want to how many orbitals are there? So m is equal to minus 1, 2 plus 1. It is equal to minus 1, 0 plus 1. So how many? How many, Abhinav? How many values?
3, sir.
Yeah, very good. 3. So how many orbitals?
3, sir.
Very good. Others got it? Rishan, did you get it now? Okay, great. Deception. Value of L is equal to 2. M is equal to minus 2. 2 plus 2. Now write the answer. We have, okay, yes, Nida, very good, correct. Okay, Nida has also got the hang of it. Umar is to just, he is thinking that he will answer. Calculate, Umar, calculate. Wait, I'm waiting. Nida, can you just tell me how many orbitals in Abhinav is right. Nida, can you tell me how many orbitals in F subshell?
7 orbitals.
Arey bhai.
Oh,
Not like
sorry.
in the chat. Okay, fine. I got it now. Okay. Yes, Rishan, it is correct. Very good. So you guys are getting the hang of it. Okay. So what about Muhammad Umar? In D, no. Try once more, Muhammad Umar. You have to count now. How many? You have to count minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. Yes. Umar Abdullah, right. Yes. Umar, right. Muhammad Umar, you are right now. Very good. Okay, guys. I'm proud. We are about to finish now. Magnetic quantum number, only spin quantum number is there. So how many? This will be equal to 5 orbitals. Okay, 5 orbitals. Now calculate the same thing for F. L is equal to 3. M is equal to minus L. 2 plus L, which is equal to minus 3. 2 plus 3, which is equal to minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. So there will be 7 orbitals in F subshell. Yes, very good, correct. So raise your hand if you're done writing. Please raise your hand if you're done writing. Okay, Nida is done. Who else is done? Okay, everyone. Okay, waiting for Reba, okay, Rishan is done. Muhammad, Umar, and Reba. So Nida, Umar, Abhinav, Rihab, Rishan, any doubts? Muhammad, Umar, any doubts?
No, sir.
No. Okay, what about others? Nida?
No, sir.
No doubt. Okay. Yes, Muhammad, Umar, raise your hand if you're done writing. Okay, done. Great. Now, Acha, we have to also look at the values here. Okay. So if you see the value of the L and then the maximum value of M, value of L, maximum value of L, value of L, maximum value of M. Then again in F also, if you see the value of L and the maximum value of m. Now from here we can make a note. We can make a note. What note we can make? We can say that. We can say that value of L is either greater than or it is equal to. See, if we look at F subshell, the maximum value for M is 3 and all other are less than L, right? So it can be either equal to or it should be greater than M. L should be greater than or equal to M. Now, next thing that you can see, number of orbitals in a subshell. Number of orbitals in a subshell is equal to how much? 2 into L plus 1. Rishan is saying less than, no, less than equal to, na? See, if value of L is equal to 3, M also has a maximum value of 3. So M can be also 3. L and M, not N is to greater than L. But the relation between L and M. Okay, got it. Great. Now I will do one thing here. Please see this, okay? Calculate the number of orbitals present in third shell. Calculate the number of orbitals present in third shell. See, if we have been asked calculate the number of orbitals present in the following subshell, that is S subshell, then we started with the principal. Sorry, we started with the quantum number that is related to the S subshell. Okay, so we were given S subshell, then we started with L. That is what is the value of L. Now here we have been given the shell number. So Abhinav, which quantum number will be starting from? We will be starting from which quantum number? If subshell was given, we started with azimuthal quantum number. If shell is given, we will start with which quantum number? Yes, Abhinav. Okay, your voice is not audible. Anyone wants to answer?
Principal.
If we were given, yes, Abhinav. Okay, who wants to answer? Answer it. Yes,
Principal.
Mohammed Umar.
Principal.
Principal quantum number. Very good. So whatever we have been given, we are asked how many orbitals are present in third shell, then we will start with principal quantum number. So the principal quantum number is equal to what? 3. Now after principal quantum number, you will calculate the azimuthal quantum number, right? So you will say the L is equal to 0 to n minus 1. So in the third shell, we will have what? We will have the 0, we will have the 1, and we will have the 2. 0 to 2, right? N minus 1 is equal to, wait a second, let me just write it like this. 0 to 3 minus 1, which is equal to 0 to 2, which is equal to 0, 1, and 2. Now, we have got the values of L. Now, for each value of L, we have to find the values of M, right? For each value of L, we have to find the values of L. So now, for 0, for 1, and for 2. For 0, the value of M is equal to what? 0. Now, the value of M for 1, it is equal to minus 1, 0, plus 1. The value of, if the value of L is 2, then the values are minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, and plus 2. Now, this is 1 orbital, this is 3 orbital, and this is 5 orbital. If we add them all, this will be equal to 9 orbitals. Did you get the sequence from top to bottom here? Is there anyone who didn't get the sequence from top to bottom?
1 minute, sir, 1 minute.
1 minute, okay. Okay, see it. First of all, lower your hands now, everyone. Please lower your hands. Okay, Muhammad Umar did not get it. Okay,
Okay, sir, got it.
got it.
Yes.
Nida, did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Reba,
Yes, sir.
Hab,
Yes, sir.
okay, so Muhammad Umar, yeah, did you get it now? No, okay. Can you please turn the mic on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, also be a bit louder, okay? So you have to calculate the number of orbitals where?
Third step.
In subshell or in orbit?
No, in shell.
In subshell or in orbit? In the question, what is given?
Orbit.
Orbit. So are the orbitals directly present in orbit or they are present in some other region?
They present in shells.
They are present in subshell. And subshells are present where?
Shells.
In the cells or in the orbit, right? Now, if I have to find the orbitals, first I will have to find the number of subshells,
Yes.
right? Now we found the number of subshells. There are 0, 1, and 2. So in a particular street, there are 3 buildings: the S building, the P building, and the D building. Okay. Did you get this point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That in the right. Now in the S building, how many orbitals are there in the S building, Umar?
3.
Okay. In the S,
Oh, sorry. 0, 0.
the value is 0, but if the value is 0, that means there is one value. So it is 1. Now this is P, na? This is S, this is P, and this is D. In the P subshell, there are three orbitals. In the D subshell, there are 5 orbitals. All these subshells are present where? In the third shell. And hence, all these orbitals, 9 orbitals, will also be present in the third shell.
Shells.
Got it?
Okay.
Are you done writing?
No, I'm writing.
Okay, please write it. Let me know if you're done. Yes, now you can raise your hand if you have done writing. Rishan, you got this, right? You understood this? Great. Muhammad Umar is done. Rishan, you are done. Please raise your hand if you're done. Rishan, raise your hand if you're done. Okay, is he still writing? It seems like he's still writing. Rishan, are you done? What are you writing? Okay, no response. Maybe he's not. Yeah, okay, fine, he's done. Now, write the last quantum number, that is the spin quantum number. Oh, wait a second. We have not done one type of question. Yes, Umar, correct. Yeah, exactly. These things are easy only. Yes, Rishan, correct. Umar, correct. Waiting for others. What happened? No one else is answering? Yes, we have correct. Yes, Muhammad Umar, correct. Okay. So in A, n is greater than L. L is also equal to M. That is fine. N is greater than L in the second. L is also greater than M. That is fine. N is greater than L. L is equal to M. That is fine. In D, N is greater than L, but L is not. L is smaller than M. This is not possible. So the problematic quantum number here is this one. And hence we can say that D is not valid. This is not valid. Now, write the next one, the last one, spin quantum number. Noted by S. I will refer sometimes as SQN. So what is spin quantum number? We know that electron is orbiting around the nucleus, but it is also moving, it is also rotating around its own axis. Now this spin, it gives the idea of motion of electron. It gives the idea of motion of electron present in an atom. Now, the motion of electron around its own axis is called the spin of its electron, okay? The motion of electron on its own axis. Spin of electron. Spin of electron. Now, if something is spinning, that means there can be only two spins, two motion of spin, that is either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So for each value of m, there are only two possible values of S. What are them? These are for clockwise, it is plus half. For anti-clockwise, and this is minus half. So raise your hand if you're done. Waiting for Nida, Rehab, and Rishan. Nida is done. Okay. Rishan is done. Just waiting for. Okay. Rehab is also done. Great. Now I will write a few things, and please note this down. I will write the values of PQN, that is N, principal quantum number, which we denoted by N. Write the values of azimuthal quantum number, which we denote by L. Let me first write and then I will write the values of magnetic quantum number, which we say as M, and then the spin quantum number, which we say as S. First principal quantum number is 1. The value of azimuthal quantum number here is 0. And since this 0 is what? This 0 is S subshell. And this S subshell is present in the first orbit. It is known as 1s. The value of MQN, that is magnetic quantum number, is also 0. The value of S will be always minus half and plus half. Okay. This will be the values of SQN, that is spin quantum number. Now the next principal quantum number is 2. The value of azimuthal quantum number here is 0 also, and there is 1. This 0 is S subshell present in the second orbit, that is why it is known as 2s. This P is present in the second orbit, that is why it is known as 2. The value of magnetic quantum number for 2s subshell will be also 0 because the value of L is 0. The value of P will be minus 1, 0, plus 1. Now this value will always be same. You don't have to worry about that. Then we have the third shell. Here we will have 0, 1, 2, that is 3s, 3p, 3d. Now the magnetic quantum number here for 0 will be again 0. For 1 it will be minus 1, 0, plus 1. For 2 it will be minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. Okay. Now these numbers are same. Now moving on for the fourth. Fourth cell we will have 0, 1, 2, and 3. 0 is again 4s. This is 4p. This is 4d. This is 4f. For 0, it will be again 0. For 1, it will be -1. 0 plus 1. For 2, it will be again -2, -1, 0, +1, and +2. For f, it will be -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, and +2. So these numbers will be same. Now the new thing here is these things. Okay. Now, important point to note is that the P will start only in the second shell. The D will start only in the third shell. The F will start only in the fourth shell. Okay. So please write this down. Raise your hand if you're done. Okay, Reba is done. Rehab is done. Waiting for Abhinav, Muhammad, Umar, Nida, and Rishan. Just waiting for Muhammad Umar now. Okay. Meanwhile, any doubt, guys? Reba, any doubt?
No, sir.
What about you? Yes. Okay. Rehab sometimes doesn't answer. Mic is not working or something. What is happening? I don't
Yes, sir.
know. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Omar Abdullah, any doubt?
Wait, sir, searching doubt.
Yes, yes. Keep on searching. Okay. Nida, what about you?
No doubt.
Abhinav,
No doubt, sir.
Rishan, yes, Rishan, you answer in chat. No doubt. Okay, fine, great. What about Umar? Muhammad Umar?
No doubt.
Okay, great. So right now what you will do is, as soon as I end the class, please flip over the notebook. Don't read anything too much, but please see whatever you have written. Okay, I am not asking you to read it as of now. Just see what are the things that you have done. Now, if there is something that strikes your attention, if something seems problematic, then please circle it, send it to Nishkar sir. If you can do it today also, it is fine. Okay, then maybe I will either send the answer or take your doubt on WhatsApp only, or I will address it in the next class. Okay. Done deal? Yes, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, chalo. Fine. So quantum numbers, see, I'm very happy. I'm very happy that you completed quantum numbers before 2 hours. Okay, before 2 hours, and around we completed the spin quantum numbers. See, this was the end. Then we did around in 45. Yeah, so that means it is a very good batch. Okay, this means that if my level of understanding is that, see, the first chapter, many people ask whether, what is the level of the batch in the first chapter? We cannot say in the first chapter because first chapter is mainly dependent on how many tables have you learned, right? If you know tables till 20, then you are fast in the first chapter. Now, in the second chapter comes the grasping power, because this is completely new quantum numbers. And if you are done in 1 hour and 45 minutes, that means it is a good batch. Okay, so congratulations. Now, 145 to 150, still good, it is a good batch. Okay, so this last point is just the review of what we have done, but we finished quantum numbers here only. Okay, so I'm very proud of you guys. Just keep going like this. Just keep going like this. Okay. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Chalo, goodbye. Take care, all of you.
Good night.
Thank you,
Allah
sir.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum, everyone.